Welcome to AutoStats. Hey, if you're into cars and you want to stay ahead of the curve, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into it. Choosing a new car these days, man, it's gotten so confusing and crazy expensive. You hear all these terms thrown around: powertrain, hybrid, EV, plug-in. What does it all actually mean? Well, today we're going to break it all down nice and simple so you can figure out what's right for you. Just picture it for a second. You're at the dealership. You found a car you love, and then the salesperson turns to you and asks that one simple question, and you just freeze, right? Internal combustion, a full hybrid, a plug-in, a BEV? I mean, this is a massive financial decision, and let's be honest, most of us are making it without really understanding the tech underneath. Well, today, we're gonna fix that.
Okay, so before we dive into the nuts and bolts of each type, let's just pull back and look at the big picture. What does the US car market really look like right now? Because I think what the data shows might actually surprise you.
So what are people actually driving off the lot? Take a look at this. Even now in 2025, the good old-fashioned internal combustion engine, your standard gas car, still completely dominates. We're talking a massive 73% of the market. Everything else, all the hybrids, the plug-ins, the full EVs, they're all fighting for that remaining slice of the pie. But that 73%, that's only part of the story. Because get this, just 9 years ago, back in 2016, traditional gas and diesel cars made up a staggering 97% of the market. So yeah, 73% is still dominant, but that 24-point drop, that is a seismic shift in the auto industry. It's huge. So the big question is, where did all that market share go? And here's the answer that flies under the radar. While the fully electric cars get all the headlines and all the media buzz, the technology that's actually scooping up the most new buyers is the traditional hybrid. In this huge race for the future of the car, they're not just competing. Right now, they're actually pulling ahead as the fastest growing segment in the entire US market. Okay, so let's start with the tech we all know best. We'll break down the two powertrain types that, at their core, rely on burning fuel to get you from point A to point B. So on the left, you've got your standard internal combustion engine, or ICE. Super simple, it burns gas to make the wheels turn. On the right, you have something called a mild hybrid. Now this one's a little tricky. It has a small electric motor, but, and this is key, it can't drive the car on its own. Think of it like a little helper. It just gives the gas engine a small boost when you're starting up, so the engine doesn't have to work as hard. It's a small boost in efficiency, not a real electric car experience. So why would you stick with a gas-powered car? Well, the biggest advantage is just convenience. Infrastructure. With over 145,000 gas stations across the US, you literally never have to think about where you're going to refuel. This makes them perfect for long road trips, for towing heavy stuff, and if you live out in a rural area. The downside, of course, is the one we all know, the roller coaster of fuel costs and, tougher emissions rules that are always on the horizon. Okay, let's move on to the hybrid family. This is really interesting. You can think of these as the bridge, right? They're the link between the old world of gas and the new world of electric.
Okay, listen up, because this is probably the single most important difference you need to get straight. A full hybrid, think of the classic Toyota Prius, it charges itself. It uses energy from braking and from the gas engine to charge its own little battery. You never, ever have to plug it into a wall. A plug-in hybrid, or PHEV, is different. It has a much bigger battery that you must plug in to charge, and that's how you get the real benefit from it.
And this is exactly why PHEVs are such a clever solution. The average American drives about 30 to 35 miles a day? A PHEV can handle that entire commute on cheap electricity you get from your house. But then, when you need to take a 400-mile road trip for the weekend, you just use the gas engine. It's a normal car. No range anxiety, no planning, no stress. So let's just walk through a typical week. You get home, you plug it in overnight, just like you do with your phone. Your daily commute to work and back, it's all electric. Costs you pennies. Then on Saturday, you decide to hit the road for a long trip. You just jump in and go, stopping at any gas station you want. It really is the best of both worlds. All right, now for our final group, the powertrains that have completely kicked gasoline to the curb. This is where the future is heading, no doubt. But what's the reality for a car buyer today? Battery electric vehicles, or BEVs, are pretty brilliant. They have way fewer moving parts, so maintenance is low, and the driving experience is just so smooth and quiet. If you have a place to charge at home, they make a ton of sense. But, and these are big buts, the challenges are real. The average BEV still costs about 25% more than the average car. And the public charging network, well, it's getting there, but it's still a work in progress. Now, let's talk about that other electric option, the hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. To really understand the challenge here, you only need to know one number: 56. That's it. That is the total number of public hydrogen refueling stations in all of North America. And guess what? Nearly all of them are in California. You know, this quote just sums it up perfectly. In theory, hydrogen cars are amazing. They refuel in 5 minutes, and the only thing that comes out is water. But without a gigantic investment in building out the infrastructure, for the average person, it just remains the technology of the future, just like it's been for the last 3 decades. So, we've covered all 6 types. We've seen the market data, we've broken down the key differences. Now, let's put it all together on one screen and help you find your final answer. Okay, this chart has everything we've talked about in one place. Just take a second and look it over. As you can see, there is no single best answer. The right choice is all about your life and your needs. Just look at that best 4 column. Do you do a lot of towing? IC is still a fantastic choice. Live in the city and just want better mileage without changing any of your habits? A full hybrid is probably your best bet. But if you have a garage where you can charge and your daily commute is pretty predictable, a PHEV or a full BEV could save you an absolute fortune on fuel. It all comes down to how you actually use your car. And so we end right where we began. You're back on that dealership lot. The salesperson asks the question, but this time, you're not frozen. You're informed. You know the tech, you know the trade-offs, and you know exactly what fits your life. The only question left is, which one are you gonna choose? Hey, I hope this explainer helped. If it did, please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on AutoStats.